Hello, my name is Brian, and welcome to Stochastic Agency. We're back in the hobby room yet again. We're going to rewind the clock yet again for August 9th for RPG A Day 2024 to talk about an accessory I'd like to see. Or, yeah, an accessory, I'd like to see. Actually, it's an accessory I'd like to see more of. More cards. Monster stat blocks and creature stat blocks and NPC stat blocks and everything is really great. It's great to have a book that compiles a lot of stuff together as a big tome to put on your shelf. And while I understand that some people do have a certain appreciation for uh, putting paper clips or marking the tabs and pages where a monster might be at in a physical book, cards just have compactness. They require a certain understanding of layout and design that can take a large block, stats for a creature or something, and shrink it down. Now, this does not have to be, and I understand that the most traditional card found out there is the playing card. Board games have all kinds of cards, from Euro style to mini cards to uh, you got poker style cards, tarot style cards, and bridge style cards. But then there are other unusual cards that come as part of some games. I'm thinking in particular of Gloomhaven, which has squares, uh, which are put into envelopes or some type of tracker, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've played that game. But cards don't have to just be those sizes. 3x5 cards. In this day and age where just about everybody who has a computer, has a printer, can go to their local office supply store and buy Avery or some type of pre-made, pre-perforated office product that has 3x5 cards on it. You can even do 4x6, which are typically used for recipe cards, if I remember correctly. But cards are just more compact. Uh, if you're familiar enough with whatever game it is you're playing, having cards as an accessory allows you to bring just what you need to play. And if they're on poker-sized cards or tarot-sized cards, even, it can all fit in the back of your back pocket. The Game Crafter, in fact, if you're unfamiliar with a website like the Game Crafter, if you're into making games, board games, card games, role-playing games, any type of tabletop game in general, has plenty of games that can fit into an Altoid tin. And being able to design cards is also handy for other accessories. NPCs, creature stats are just a couple. I've even backed a few Kickstarters which were uh, tools used to create random dungeons or random caverns. I think Inkwell's Ideas even has an entire line of cards that are just an entire dungeon, albeit it's not dramatically huge, or locations that are on cards. Magic items. If you want to stock something and don't want to have to make random charts, decks of cards are a great way to, if you're familiar with the mathematics behind Magic the Gathering, a great and interesting way to create random decks of rewards for items. You could put a rare or unique item in an entire deck of 52 or 60 cards or 40 cards or 20 cards. It doesn't really matter. Want to set up really truly random encounters where you play everything in front of your players? Have a deck of cards that have random encounters on them. Or if you want to randomize the randomness, just use a deck of cards that on each card has a 1d6 chart. So you draw randomly to randomly roll for your randomness. More cards are one of the things that I've always wanted to see more games try and do, or at least something close to it. Games like Morbiori also have several third-party publishers that make cards for those games. In fact, some of them are pretty well-known people who've created Kickstarters for other game systems. So cards is an accessory I'd like to see more of because I definitely find them more useful, especially if I'm only using game content like creature stats, locations, or certain things like that, to where I can have a set of cards that I can just pull stuff from and then take with me to the game. The whole thing could fit inside this something as small as a shaving bag. If you're not exactly sure what I mean, go check out the Game Crafter. It's a really interesting site to take a look at if you've ever thought about making a game. Not a sponsorship.